Zach.
Yes.
How did you make friends in prison?
From your same class when you're in education, same gym timetable, and just like hanging about on the wing.
Normal.
Standard.
Hello and welcome back to Life After Prison with Zak and Jules. And today's conversation is all about visits.
All about visits, Jules.
Did we have them? Did we like them? Did other people have them? Did you have them, Zach?
Yeah, love the visit, man. You can't go wrong with visits, you know what I'm saying? It means a lot as well when you're in there.
Yeah.
And someone takes a big chunk out of their day. Sometimes it's their whole day to come and see you.
The person visiting.
Yeah, of course. You know what I mean?
I mean, it takes a chunk out of our day too as well.
Listen, it's a good chunk.
A good chunk.
Definitely a good chunk. What are your fondest memories of visits?
Fondest memories would be seeing people that you love and that you care about, getting to spend that time with them. We've spoken about it before, but you miss out on stuff. Their life, what they're doing, what they look like.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think seeing people and being able to, on certain visits, actually being able to hug people.
That's all. You're only not allowed to hug if you're on a closed visit.
Yeah.
But a closed visit, like you're behind the glass and all that.
Yeah,
like
but sometimes they limit your hugs.
Yeah.
It's like they're watching how long
you
you're
get
hugging
one
for.
hug at the beginning.
And one hug at the end.
Yeah, and one hug at the end, and then no touching.
Yeah.
That's annoying. That's weird.
Yeah.
Can't even hold a hand.
Yeah.
It's like,
and the chairs have got to be like set. If you try and move the chair, sometimes they get funny.
Well, depends on what the setup's like. So, like in the studio now, we got this table here. Sometimes you get visits with the table low like this. So everyone's around the table, and that's not too bad.
Yeah.
Other visits I've had where the table's like basically almost chest height. Yeah. So there ain't no contact happening during, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It just depends on the setup. But yeah.
Also the food.
Food's good.
Because you just get stuff that you can't get. Most
of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, most of the time. And the majority of the visits I had hot food as well. So you could get things like...
Why don't I remember the hot food visits?
Boy, don't know, maybe the canteen was good or the food was banging enough. But in certain jails, you look forward to the visit where like we could get like chicken dippers.
Really?
Yeah. And like burgers, hot dogs, chips.
Because we couldn't go up to see.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why I can't remember what was there.
Boy. So what about people next to you? I used to see things on people's tables.
Okay,
like,
yeah. I want that.
Go and get me that. Yeah, I need that as well. You know what I mean? And I never used to drink fizzy drinks.
Yeah.
But only on a visit.
Yeah.
Treat yourself a bit.
And then when you could bring them back, that was... But that's what the guys were saying that we spoke to.
Yeah,
so,
we'll dive into that later.
Okay, let's get into that. So we spoke to T and Trey, who are our colleagues at National Prison Radio, about how they felt about visits. T started off saying they're okay. The food was better. Did he say in Belmarsh?
Yeah.
The food was better. And if you were enhanced, you could take back the food.
Yeah.
Not the hot food.
Never knew about that. I've never been to a jail where they let you take stuff back.
Food?
Never.
One of the jails I was in, I think it was Drake Hall.
Is it?
Yeah, and you get to like, I don't know how many items. I think they used to count, but you could take like one little chocolate, a drink, if you were enhanced.
Yeah.
And it was highlight of the day.
So where was this for me?
And you were in pretty much every single prison around the country.
Yeah. Remind us again.
You weren't enhanced, that's why.
I was enhanced for a lot of my prison.
So why were you not allowed
time.
to take food back?
That's how the jails work. You had to eat everything, like stuff your face on the visit. You couldn't take nothing back.
Were you in Belmarsh?
Like legitly. Nah.
Apparently, Elmley had slushies. That bangs. That would have banged. I didn't get any of that.
In the summer, yes. Definitely. What's the best thing? What's the best food you've had on a visit? Because now I'm trying to think, what have I had that's really nice?
Oh my God, I don't even know. I think it was just having that variety of like chocolates and sweets. My memory is so bad, Zach. I don't remember.
No, you know what? That's slightly a good thing.
It's not.
It is.
It really annoys me.
You're just letting jail go slowly.
No, because it's in normal stuff as well.
Okay.
My memory is so bad.
All right. Somebody, whoever's got any help with that, DM Jules.
Tell us what Trey said.
Yeah, so Trey was saying that visits are really important. You know, the main thing about seeing family, seeing his girlfriend gives him life in there. And that family visits are really good. And it's a good motivation to stay out of trouble, because in order to get a family visit, right, you've got to be 3 months clear of any adjudications and nickings, which is like basically being on report for bad behaviour or whatever. 3 months clear of any negative entries. And if anyone doesn't understand what a negative entry is, it's basically when an officer writes something bad about you in your file. And it counts against you when going up for things like parole or decal or enhanced, right?
And family days are fun.
Are beautiful. You get the whole majority of the day. I think it's a good solid 4 or 5 hours, right?
Yeah.
In a hall with your family. It's not like a normal visit where you're sitting around the table. You can actually move around the space.
Yeah, kids can play
with your kids. Yeah, it's really fun. Take pictures.
But in some prisons, you're not eligible unless you do have children coming.
Yes. However, it's not exclusive to those that are fathers or mothers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But I think it has to have...
Like if you're a grandparent, it still counts.
Yeah.
And if you just want your siblings and your family to come up, I think you can still have that still. Yeah.
I had trouble with that, you know, in one of the prisons. But anyway, that is a really beautiful thing.
Yeah.
T also said he doesn't really want any more visits now. Did you ever feel like that?
Yeah. There's times I'd have visits like once every 6 months.
Okay.
And that's because I just want to get my head down and do my time. And it breaks up your sentence sometimes. You know what I mean? It's a bit painful as well. And I think they talk about it.
Yeah, seeing them go.
But like, yeah, I think sometimes you want to like not see people, not in a bad way, but it just allows you to kind of separate yourself, make your time a bit easier or get stuck into your sentence. And then like, okay, tell me, like when you go on a visit, you get reminded of what's happening out here, who's doing what, all of that.
I did feel like that, but I don't think there was any stage that I didn't want them to come. Like throughout my whole sentence, I was always excited for somebody. Like my friends and my family used to do it like, so my friends would come, then my sisters, then my mum and dad, and they would keep like cycling.
That rotation,
That rotation.
Okay.
So I don't think
bad.
ever, it worked. But I don't think there was ever a time that I didn't want one. But it was hard at times, definitely.
Yeah. I think my last sentence, I only had maybe 3 visits.
Yeah, I remember you telling me this.
Like 3 visits, one in each jail that I was in. And that was about it.
Yeah.
But that was all right for me. I didn't see my mum in the whole last sentence. I didn't want her to come up.
I do get that. Like seeing them there, it's quite hard knowing that they've travelled all day. They've gone through that process of getting in to the prison. They have to like sit down
getting in on time, worrying about getting in on time.
For a couple of hours, yeah. And that time thing.
Cut-off point, innit?
If they
miss the cut-off.
No, but if the prison are running late, which usually they are, and it takes time to do things, they don't even start your time. Say you get 2 hour visit and it's taken the prison like 20 minutes to sit them down or half an hour to sit them down sometimes. You'll only get an hour and a half.
But that's why,
which I think is just...
Yeah, but it's a bit of a violation. But that's why a lot of people get to a visit. Say like your visit's at 2:00.
They'll get there early.
Get there at midday.
No, seriously, sometimes even that. Because they're starting the process late to get everybody in.
But depending on when your visitors get here, is the order that they get in. They get in. So if they're first in the queue, you know that your people are most likely either one, going to be sitting down waiting for you, or first when the door opens. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's nice when you see them sitting down because then you're like
yes,
I've got the full time with them.
Right.
There's a lot that goes into these visits,
Straight to the shop,
there?
please. Can you go get me my stuff,
the
please?
shop. The shop, you know. Yeah. Okay, so Trey also said no visits through COVID.
Yeah.
But now he's local to his people. So he's met his nephews for the first time. Yeah. He's got his girlfriend, family, mum regularly.
Cool.
And I think that is important to keep your head
100%
focused, you know?
I agree. Because especially if during COVID when nothing was going in and out. So you you weren't even doing letters. You know what I'm saying?
Why?
Because of contamination, cross-contamination, all of that. So,
really?
Yeah.
We literally just missed it.
I'm so glad, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Because that must have been very testing and very difficult,
hard.
a difficult time. My brother was actually in there and he used to tell me a lot of the times, bruv, it's locked down, another person's got COVID, So there were no visits. So now it makes sense.
Must have travelled round so quick in
Remember,
there as
prisons
well.
are closed, so it's like close and closed environments. So that will spread quickly.
No one's got it or you've all got it.
I remember a guy saying that he sneezed one time and that was it.
And it went to somebody else's cell.
All the boys were like, stay there.
The droplets just going in.
Just particles.
Okay, let's stop.
But yeah, so it makes sense that he's going to utilise having visits now he's closer to home. And that's the best thing. If you're ever closer to home, utilise them visits.
Yes. And I think that's when I felt most bad was when they were travelling all the way up to Yorkshire. It was taking them hours to drive for 2 hours to drive hours back. And I felt so guilty, like really, but they wanted to be there. But that's a lot. That's a lot in a day.
It is a lot. But then to move on, we was talking about what are the best things for T and Trey about visits, and they both said the food. First thing, food is the best thing. Because 9 times out of 10, in the visits canteen, you're getting food that's not on the prison canteen, like your regular canteen, which makes a big difference.
And any kind of, I was going to say difference, variety, any kind of like change is so exciting, isn't it? Like even sitting down to have a different chocolate bar is like, woo!
I think I had a,
give me a toffee crisp.
You know the Twix?
Toffee crisp.
The Twix with, I think it was white chocolate. I think I had that on a visit one time. Like, oh, this is new.
Then you go back like, guys, did you know? There's a new chocolate bar in town.
Trust me.
It's a white Twix. Oh, it's
such a small thing, but it makes a big difference.
It does. Yeah. So I completely get and relate to the food thing. Did they say anything else about the best thing?
Also, to add to that was, what I just said. Getting stuff that's not in the canteen. Makes sense. And then, of course, seeing your people. That's the best thing. Seeing your people.
It's healthy, isn't it?
Of course.
Because also you're thinking, you remind yourself. So when you don't have any contact with the outside world or like your family, friends and people outside, it's very easy to block it off and get on with your sentence, which does help with your sentence, but also you forget really good things that you can come out to and what's out there and what's worth fighting for and what's worth struggling for. So being able to see that like in person reminds you, this is what my head's down for. This is why I'm going to be good. And this is why I've just got to survive and get out.
And this is why you got to think about what you're doing, what you're going to do with yourself once you get out. Plus, especially if you're like Trey, who wants to have family visits and whatnot, that's going to help you stay in line and keep your behaviour in check. You know what I mean? So
they both said the worst thing is when you get ghosted.
The ghost train. Choo choo. All aboard.
And the walk of shame. It's a horrible feeling. I mean, we all kind of know what the walk of shame feels like, right? But
what's
in
the
prison,
walk of shame, Jules? Break it down.
I'm joking. But
break it down.
In prison, there's a walk of shame too. And I'm not going to lie, I had the walk of shame in prison as well. So did you?
Me too. Yeah.
So they said, going back, okay, so obviously getting ghosted when your visits don't turn up.
Yeah.
And you're either sitting in the hall when everyone is with their people and you have no one. And people are like, they're like looking around like, oh, is their visit going to turn up?
No, you know what the worst thing is, yeah? It's not bad, but it's like, guys, people's families offer you stuff. Like, oh, would you like a chocolate bar or crisp or a drink?
Oh, it's horrible.
I'm just like, thank you, but leave me alone. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's nice.
And they also said, or not even getting into, you should be, I'm joking. And they say when you don't even get into the hall. So like everyone's in the waiting room.
Oh, that's the worst. That's
everyone's
the walk
going
of shame.
and then there's just an officer that comes and goes, look, I'm sorry, your visit's not here.
But you know what? That saves you. I'd rather that, because some prisons, everybody in the hall sitting. Do you get what I'm saying? Waiting for your visitors to come. then they remove you if they don't come.
Yeah.
But if you're in the back, that's better.
Yeah, it's less.
Don't bring me out of here.
Yeah. That's better when they do that. I don't know why they let you sit down and you've got all that excitement and then you've got to go. Yeah. And you don't even get your food unless people are nice and offer you stuff.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, when you go back, that feeling is so lonely, isn't it? Like you got Trey and T were saying you got to change back into your clothes. Like everybody's either at work or doing something because it's during the day, isn't it?
Depends if it's a weekend one.
If it's a weekend one, you just join back into what everyone's doing. Yeah. But like, if it's a work thing, you're like, right, well, I'm definitely not going back to work, and no one's come to see me, and I've got to take off these clothes that I'm trying to impress people with, and my makeup if you've done your makeup. And it's a bit of a sad situation, isn't it?
It's always worse when it's like a girlfriend or a boyfriend, right?
That's what they say. Yeah. Like, okay, so tell us your ghosting story.
My ghosting story. I can't remember if it was, I think it was family though, my one. Okay. I think something happened with my brother. He was coming out. I think the car broke down or flat tire, something mad.
Well, at least you know then that it's...
No, but you don't know.
It's legit.
You know afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at the time you're like, I was looking forward to this visit, man. But yeah, so like when guys are meant to see a girl, and the girl don't turn up.
Are you digging?
Oh, no, I'm not digging anybody. I thought you were saying
when the guys don't turn up. Oh yeah, when the girls don't turn up for the guys, or guys turn up for the guys.
So the guys come back to the wing upset, like,
yeah, that's sad.
It's like, damn, it happens.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The ghost train. Then they get on the blue phone. Where are you, man? And it's
not funny.
No, you know what we used to do? You know what we used to do? We used to do things like, between the boys, we used to be like, see them coming back, all by myself.
That's really deep, isn't it?
It's just banter, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's light-hearted to like kind of lighten the load. But yeah, that's probably the worst thing.
Yeah.
About visits. And I've been in prisons where you have to wear HMP shirt and HMP jeans for the visit. That's
really?
Yeah, you can't wear your own clothes.
HMP do jeans?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know if I know what these look like.
Let us know if you ever wore the HMP shirt or jeans.
Send a picture if you can.
Nah, how are you going to get a picture? Oh, on family day visits. Yeah, you might have the pictures.
What? On family day visits?
Yeah, family days, you could take one picture innit? And then they let you keep it in your
If you've seen these jeans, let us know.
They're terrible, by the way. Absolutely awful.
Yeah, my ghosting story was a sad one as well. But
break it down. What
we're not going to go into that.
Why?
We don't need to. I've said it before as well.
On here?
I don't know if I've said it on
I don't think so.
Podcast.
Tell us about it.
Have I not?
Nope. Jules, tell us your ghosting story.
When I was going to see a guy and he didn't turn up.
What happened?
He didn't turn up.
No, but break it down.
I got ready.
Were you excited about it?
Very excited. Well, I was excited, yeah. I was a little bit excited.
Yeah.
I was excited.
Yeah.
And then I got ready.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got, they didn't actually let me in the hall, which is...
That's not bad,
good thing.
Yeah.
And everybody, I don't know, I had this like feeling when everyone was going in.
That he weren't going to turn up?
I don't know, I just felt like, I don't know, it was like something was telling me.
Instinct maybe.
Yeah, it was instinct.
Yeah.
And an officer came and said, your person's not coming.
Did you hear back from him though after?
Yeah, I did.
What happened?
Oh, there was loads of reasons. There was a reason why, and et cetera, which is cool.
Happens.
Whatever, it happens.
Did he come see you again?
He wanted to.
But you didn't let him?
No.
Why? Why not?
Because I was just in that headspace then where...
You had your chance and blew it.
Well, look, there's a whole story behind it. Yeah. But in that moment, when you are getting ready to go for a visit in prison... And it's a lot to there's reasons why, and that's fine. But like, I just didn't want to put myself through that again.
I hear that. Fair enough. And that's a good enough reason.
Thank you.
Yeah. And
very much.
That concludes our word from the wing, hearing from our colleagues.
Thank you, T and Trey.
Keep making the good shows, the great shows that you do for NPR. We appreciate you, man.
Yeah.